Some of the Outlander, Blood of My Blood cast find their festivities at the Beltane Festival becoming all the more complicated in Episode 5. The Starz series serves as a prequel to the eponymous historical fantasy show, while simultaneously changing up key details from the Diana Gabaldon book series it's based on. It follows both the parents of Jamie in their early romantic days, and Claire's parents as they are sent back in time. Among Outlander, Blood of My Blood's cast of characters are Rory Alexander as Murtagh Fitzgibbons Fraser, the eventual godfather of Jamie and best friend and second cousin to Jamie's father, Brian. Also in the mix is Sad Marlin as Jocasta Mackenzie Cameron, one of the sisters to Jamie's mom, Ellen, who yearns to be free from her family's shadow. When first introduced, Murtagh is infatuated with Ellen, all while Brian has been growing closer to her, despite knowing of his friend's feelings. Meanwhile, Jocasta is in a loveless marriage and begins developing feelings for Murtagh. Episode 5 sees the biggest wrench thrown in the mix when, while attending the Beltane Festival, Murtagh kisses Jocasta before revealing his feelings for Ellen, all while heartbroken over the latter seemingly choosing Malcolm Grant. Following the emotional new development between the characters, Screen Rant interviewed Rory Alexander and Sad Marlin to discuss Outlander, Blood of My Blood Episode 5. The duo discussed Jocasta and Murtagh's feelings both going into and after the Beltane Festival, as well as how they've explored their chemistry across the season. Jocasta and Murtagh's major Episode 5 moment is a roller coaster of emotions for the two. Rory Alexander's Murtagh and Sad Marlin's Jocasta talking at a water bucket in Outlander, Blood of My Blood. While the show has made his feelings for the Mackenzie daughter clear, Alexander narrows down Murtagh's love for Ellen in Outlander, Blood of My Blood as stemming from her being unobtainable and an important fantasy for the character. Acknowledging that Murtagh doesn't quite know what his station is in the world, he feels Ellen gives the character something to hope for. I think that if she were a maidservant who worked in a nearby barn, he wouldn't have the same feelings, Alexander explained. But because she's kind of aspirational, he confuses those feelings with a genuine love. And then later on, the love changes into something much more real, largely because it changes color. It does become completely authentic, but not in the way that he thinks it will at the beginning. Even still, from the start of the Outlander prequel, there's certainly a spark between Murtagh and Jocasta after their first meeting, albeit one that mostly sticks with the latter as Blood of My Blood progresses. When it came to developing this dynamic, Marlin confirms there was not only a chemistry read with Alexander prior to casting, but that the two did talk about their first impressions of each other. In looking at the start of the show, Marlin feels Jocasta is just fancying Murtagh, though also feels they very quickly recognize something in each other. The star goes on to denote how the two characters feel like they're on the outskirts of their circle, and as such, there's a yearning for something bigger that they both see in each other. Alexander also agrees that you can't really plan how you act when you have a mega crush, but that he felt we had really good chemistry and was thankful Marlin was cast. From the first time that we actually met as humans, not as characters, it felt like we were going to be able to do some good stuff, Alexander expressed. This fascination between the two culminates in a big moment in Outlander, Blood of My Blood Episode 5 in which Murtagh, distraught that Ellen has seemingly chosen John Lumsden's Malcolm to be her king, elects to turn to drinking to numb the pain. After getting into a fight with Terence Ray's arch-bug, Jocasta offers to help clean his wounds, where he expresses his desire to be wanted. What's initially a romantic development, as the two kiss, becomes a surprising moment, as Marlin puts it, when Murtagh utters Ellen's name, leaving Jocasta heartbroken by the lack of recognition. The star goes on to explain how her character was searching for something that night, and that the intimacy of that moment was something she'd never felt before, particularly as he articulates something that she feels, but she has never had the language for. As such, while it was an intoxicatingly special, intimate moment between Jocasta and her crush, it's also even more crushing because her feelings are so heightened. She even feels this plays into some of the jealousy and spite that Jocasta has had for her sister in the prior episodes. Seeing Jocasta dancing with Murtagh earlier is so lovely, to see someone who's so stern and serious really loosen up and have a moment of joy, Marlin explained. Then to have this beautiful moment of intimacy where she's just floating be ripped away, by Murtagh saying Ellen's name? Just absolutely crushing. Obliterating. As for how this will impact the pair going forward, Alexander confirms Murtagh holds some regret for what happened, saying he definitely remembers what he did and that it will be a painful thing for him in future episodes. He also reveals there was an alternative plan to have Murtagh being drunk and forgetting it, but made it too easy to let him off the hook. Instead, as Alexander explains, Blood of My Blood will see Murtagh having a sense of shame, particularly as he does see a counterpoint in Jocasta and recognizes something in her. Through his own hurt, he manages to hurt her, and he's not been in that situation before, Alexander shared. I don't think he's actually ever hurt anyone up until this point. This wouldn't even be the end of Murtag's romantic struggles, either, as the Outlander, Blood of My Blood episode 5 ending saw Ellen also have a steamy moment with Brian, thus feeling betrayed by his best friend. While not diving directly into spoilers, Alexander confirms this is going to cause a bit of conflict between the two, while Jocasta and I also aren't going to be on particularly good terms. Murtag's best friend has been lying to him while Murtag sat around talking about Ellen all the time to Brian, which is embarrassing for him, Alexander explained. He's never acknowledged any of these things, but now he knows he's been lied to. Ellen's chosen another guy over Murtag twice in one day, and then Jocasta is in her crisis, Alexander continued. And after the tent scene, Ellen's wandering towards a marriage with Malcolm Grant, so it's a really good midpoint where everything turns on a dime for everyone. Ellen and Jocasta's relationship is full of spikiness. Sad Marlin as Jocasta looking worried in Outlander, Blood of My Blood episode 5. Even beyond the conflicting romantic interests, Outlander, Blood of My Blood also shows Ellen and Jocasta having a very tenuous relationship. Reflecting on where her character starts, Marlin notes that Jocasta is in a place of very complicated grief at the start of the show, particularly the relationship with her father that she never really got to have.